Welcome to yet another episode of the XploreUX Cast on usability testing, where we delve into the world of usability and user experience. I'm your host, Obrukhe. In this episode, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of user behavior. Understanding how users interact with your product is the golden key to unlocking a smooth and satisfying experience. So buckle up because we're about to uncover some valuable insights that will help you make your product a usability champion. To kick things off, let's talk about what exactly user behavior is and why it matters. Imagine walking into a store where the lights are off, the shelves are a jumble, and the cashier speaks a different language. Confusing, right? That's exactly how users feel when faced with a poorly designed product. User behavior analysis helps us understand how people navigate our creations, websites, apps, software, anything. It includes actions, reactions, thoughts, and emotions that occur during this interaction. By studying user behavior, we gain valuable insights into what works and what doesn't in our designs. By peeking into their thought process and actions, we can identify areas for improvement, making our products not just functional, but truly delightful to use. I will talk about why understanding user behavior is crucial, but first, let's get a message from our sponsor. This episode of the XploreUX Cast is brought to you by DataNeed. As a leading data analytic company, DataNeed is revolutionizing the way businesses harness the power of data. They empower businesses with advanced technology and data insights, driving digital transformation and success. With a passionate team dedicated to innovation, their mission is clear: to deliver bespoke data analytic solutions perfectly crafted to meet your company's unique needs. DataNeed is your partner in making sense with your data. Visit their website at dataneed.com or contact them today to see how they can help your business thrive. See details in description. Now, let's delve into why understanding user behavior is crucial for usability improvement. I have talked about why there is need to understand users in previous episode. I recommend you listen to it. But imagine you're designing a new app. Without understanding how users will interact with it, you might end up with a confusing layout, difficult navigation, or features that nobody uses. By studying user behavior, you can identify pain points, preferences, and patterns, allowing you to create a more intuitive and user-friendly experience. So, how can we uncover insights into user behavior? Or how do we tap into this user magic? One effective method is through usability testing. Some people call it user testing, but I will not call it that because we are not actually testing the user, but the usability of the product. Hence, I will always prefer to call it usability testing. Anyways, if you have been listening to this podcast, I always highlight what usability test is all about by saying it involves observing real users as they interact with your product. By watching how they navigate, where they get stuck, and what frustrates them, you can identify areas for improvement. There are several tools at our disposal, each offering unique perspectives. But I will focus on heat maps and session recordings, as I have already talked about usability testing and user interviews in previous episodes. But first, let's talk about the power of observation. Observation is the cornerstone of understanding user behavior. Take a step back and watch how users interact with your product. Do they struggle to find information? Are they abandoning the checkout process? These observations highlight pain points and opportunities for improvement. Now let's talk about heat maps and session recordings. Imagine you built a cool website or app to sell lemonade, but for some reason, not many people are placing orders. Heat maps and session recordings are like special tools that help you see how people interact with your website or app, just like regular website and app owners use them to understand how people use their products. Think of a heat map like a heat lamp for your website or app, but instead of heat, it shows where people click the most. Areas where people click a lot show up as hot zones, like red or yellow. Places with fewer clicks are cooler, like blue or green. This way, you can see if people are drawn to the big, juicy pictures of your lemonade and they are clicking on the things you want them to, or if they're confused by the order button. Maybe the button is too small or blends in with the background and they are clicking somewhere else. While session recordings are a bit like having a secret camera on your website or app, but don't worry, it wouldn't record faces, just actions. You can see the entire customer journey from the moment someone lands on your homepage to when they navigate away. This lets you see exactly how people navigate your product and if they get stuck anywhere. It's like watching a tiny movie on fast forward. Maybe you see a customer reach their cursor towards the order button, then hesitate and scroll back up. The recording might show they're confused about the ingredients in your lemonade, or maybe they don't see any information about shipping costs. Let's say the heat map shows a bunch of clicks around a beautiful banner on your website, but the session recordings show people clicking it and then looking disappointed. This might mean the banner looks like a giant order button, but clicking it doesn't actually take them to the ordering page. The banner itself isn't bad, it's just a bit misleading or distracting. I am painting you a portrait here. I hope you get the pictures of what I am trying to say. So, by using heat maps and session recordings together, you can get a really clear picture of how people experience your Lemonade website or app. It's like having a secret shopper tell you exactly what they liked and what confused them. This can help you improve your website or app, maybe by adding a clearer button or moving the banner to a different spot. After all, the goal is to get people to enjoy your delicious lemonade, not have them click on pretty decorations. If you are wondering how to add heat maps or recording session tools to your website or app, well, it's actually straightforward. Here's how it works. There are many great options out there, some free and some with paid plans offering more features. Popular ones include Hotjar, Crazy Egg, Full Story, and even Microsoft Clarity offers a free version. Research and choose the one that best fits your needs and budget. Remember, these tools are there to help you understand how people interact with your website or app. So take some time to explore the features, play around with the filters, and see what insights you can uncover to make your Lemonade website or app even more refreshing and user-friendly. Let me briefly talk about leveraging data for insights and empathy-driven design. Another way to understand user behavior is through analytics. Tools like Google Analytics provide valuable data on how users behave on your website or app. You can see which pages they visit most, how long they stay, and where they drop off. This data helps you pinpoint areas of your design that need attention and measure the impact of any changes you make. Data is a gold mine for understanding user behavior. Analyze metrics such as bounce rate, session duration, and conversion rates to uncover trends and anomalies. Dive into heat maps and click-through rates to visualize user interactions. These data points provide quantitative evidence to support your observations and prioritize areas for usability enhancement. Empathy is the secret sauce of usability improvement. Put yourself in the user's shoes and experience your product from their perspective. What challenges do they face? How can you simplify their journey? By empathizing with users, you can design intuitive interfaces that anticipate their needs and deliver seamless experiences. Now, let's talk about some red flags you might encounter when analyzing user behavior. There are a few common patterns that indicate there's room for improvement. I will talk about confusion, frustration, and low engagement using our Lemonade website or app example. Imagine users are craving some lemonade on the Lemonade app, but they keep clicking back and forth because they can't find the Buy Now button or the instructions on how to order aren't clear. That's kind of like confusion on the Lemonade website or app. Users might get lost and click around a lot if the checkout process is unclear or the flavors and sizes aren't easy to choose from. Now imagine users finally finds the perfect lemonade and size, but when they try to pay, the app keeps giving them an error message without explaining why. That's frustration. Users might abandon their cart and head to a different website or app if things get too confusing or difficult. Finally, imagine the Lemonade app has a cool new feature that lets users schedule their delivery for a later time, but it's hidden deep in the menu and nobody knows it's there. That's like low engagement. Users might not even be aware of features on the Lemonade website or app because they're poorly designed or don't seem relevant to getting their lemonade fix quickly. By understanding these signs, the Lemonade design team can make buying lemonade online a breeze. Once you've identified these patterns, it's time to roll up your sleeves and start making changes. But remember, creating a perfect product is a marathon, not a sprint. Here's the magic word: iteration. Based on your user behavior findings, make small improvements, test them again with users, and refine them further. This cycle of testing, learning, and evolving is what leads to a truly user-centric product. Imagine simplifying a multi-step sign-up process after usability testing reveals a drop-off point, then testing the new streamlined version and measuring a significant increase in user completion rates. That's the power of iteration. Let's look at some real-world examples of how understanding user behavior led to usability wins. Take street signs, for instance. Ever wonder why some cities put signs at eye level with big, clear letters and bright colors? It's not a coincidence. They did studies and found this design helps people walking on busy streets not get confused. Think about the buttons on kitchen appliances too. Companies put them in certain places based on how they've seen people use them before. Just like a well-organized kitchen makes cooking easier, a well-designed phone or computer screen can make things you do on them simpler. These examples show how small changes based on how people behave can make things much easier to use. Now that we know how to uncover insights into user behavior, let's talk about some common patterns we might encounter. One example is the importance of simplicity. Users prefer designs that are easy to understand and navigate. Complex layouts or confusing terminology can lead to frustration and abandonment. By keeping things simple and intuitive, you can enhance usability and improve the overall user experience. Another common pattern is the role of emotions in user behavior. People's emotions play a significant role in how they interact with the product. Positive experiences create a sense of satisfaction and loyalty, while negative experiences can lead to frustration and abandonment. By designing with emotions in mind, you can create more engaging and memorable experiences for your users. the user is king or queen. In the realm of digital products, the user reigns supreme. Their wants, needs, and behaviors should be the North Star for every design decision you make. By prioritizing user-centered design, you're not just creating a product, you're crafting an experience that resonates deeply with your audience, fosters user loyalty, and keeps them coming back for more. Imagine completely revamping a confusing mobile app navigation system based on usability testing feedback. The initial design might have looked sleek and modern on paper, but usability testing will reveal that it was incredibly difficult to find essential features. By listening to user pain points and completely restructuring the navigation, the app becomes a joy to use, resulting in a surge in positive reviews and downloads. That's the power of putting users at the forefront. Here are some practical tips to cultivate a user obsession within your team, ensuring their needs are constantly at the top of everyone's mind. 1. Embed user research throughout the design process. Don't wait until the product is polished and ready to launch to bring users in. Integrate motions in user stages of development. This allows you to identify and address potential roadblocks early on, saving time, resources, and frustration down the line. Imagine testing a low-fidelity prototype of a new website with potential customers before any code is written. Usability testing might reveal a critical flaw in the user registration flow, allowing the design team to fix it before significant development resources are invested. 2. Become active listeners and empathizers. User research isn't just about collecting data points, it's about actively listening to user feedback, understanding their emotional responses, and translating it all into actionable insights. Encourage open communication within your team, discuss user pain points, brainstorm solutions together, emotions in user to challenge assumptions. Imagine a team meeting where a user interview reveals a hidden need for a more intuitive way to upload photos. This sparks a lively brainstorming session, leading the development team to implement a drag and drop photo upload feature that significantly enhances the user experience. 3. Celebrate user wins. Shine a light on the positive impact of user-centered design. When a usability improvement leads to increased user engagement or satisfaction, share the success story with your team. This reinforces the value of prioritizing user needs and motivates everyone to keep the user at the heart of the design process. Imagine acknowledging the product manager's decision to conduct usability testing on a complex form, which resulted in a significant boost in completion rates and happier users. 4. Usability for all, considering accessibility. Usability isn't just about making things easy to use for the typical user. It's about ensuring everyone can access and enjoy your product, regardless of their abilities. Incorporate accessibility best practices to cater to users with disabilities. This might involve features like clear and concise language, compatibility with screen readers, high contrast themes that are easy on the eyes, and intuitive keyboard navigation for users who might not be able to use a mouse. Imagine a website that automatically adjusts its layout and color scheme to improve readability for users with visual impairments. By making your product inclusive, you're opening the door to a wider audience and creating a more positive impact on the world. Curious about the latest UX trends? Sign up for our UX newsletter on LinkedIn, link in the description. Final thoughts. Understanding user behavior is the ultimate compass for navigating the world of usability. By actively seeking user insights, analyzing their actions, and iterating based on your findings, you can create products that are not just functional, but truly delightful to use. Remember, happy users are loyal users, and that's the key to any product's long-term success. Usability is not a one-time task, but an ongoing process of refinement and optimization, achieved by studying how users interact with your product and implementing strategies for an ever more intuitive and satisfying experience. So, are you ready to become a usability champion? Head over to our website at XploreUX.com, where you'll find a treasure trove of free resources and helpful guides to get you started on your user-centered design journey. There, you can also subscribe to our newsletter for more usability tips and tricks delivered straight to your inbox. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the XploreUX Cast on usability testing. Until next time, keep those users happy by prioritizing their needs and understanding their behavior. Thanks for listening, cheers, and have a good one.